So I have a few issues listed. Will you be interested in looking at those issues? And I'm sure you should be having some, and just do Google and template news. Just Google News those areas. So whatever the factual things are there, they will come. I think a few areas that I have listed here. One I have listed here is banking. They have been asking a lot. You know the reason? Banking, especially the terms and the issues that we have got, some facts and figures also, some very, very ambitious issues that we have been talking about, like bail-in, bail-out and all those discussions we have been going on around banking sector. So just look at the banking sector. Also, environmental organizations. Environmental organization is something which, again, Google News would help you. Domestic also, international also. Environmental organizations have been a very common topic of discussion. The third I got in my list is schemes have been a very, very common area. Schemes, programs, that has been a common area. A lot of questions have been coming from schemes. Also, I would say that election, in polity, I think after fundamental right, elections have been the most common area, or definitely one of the most common area as far as the questions are coming. So articles, those provisions, then also RPA, Google News. So the provisions which are in news, they would come in the forefront. Also, I would say that security, you know the reason why I'm saying that. Security has been a major area. Also look at the institutions which are associated with security, like BSF was, if it is new, CRPF is in news, so maybe BSF, or Rashtriya Rifle for that matter. So security and those things I would like you to pick up on. And then also some hotspots. Geographical hotspots have been a very common area. Like I can give you an example of 9-. Like I can give you an example of Venezuela, Yemen, Syria. These are like geographical hotspots that we have got. I suppose I like you to pick up those and then adjoining areas. Like if Maduro is so much in news, so they may not ask Maduro, but then it's like which country is not having border with Venezuela? I mean, that kind of thing that they basically would be expecting you to have. So just look at these hotspots, geographical hotspots, and then amendments, legislation, ordinance, and Supreme Court of India judgments. Amendment, legislation, ordinance, and Supreme Court of India judgment. You have got current connect. Last year we had plenty of questions coming from that area. So I suppose this year also, it's a very holistic compilation of the facts. Just go on revising them. Also, I would say that infrastructure has been a very common area from where questions have been coming. And then power and road, rail, waterways. I think these are the areas which I would expect you to be looking at carefully. Space, for a lot of reasons. I like you to go to ISRO website and try and see their accomplishments that they have got a listing done. Recent ones in particular. I think space has been a very common area from where they have asked questions in the past also. And this time they were discussing a lot. Freedom fighters. A lot of freedom fighters who were not part of the standard school books when you were reading. A lot of them have, their names have come in the recent time. So especially the freedom fighters we are talking and celebrating more these days, those names I like you to look at carefully. Not the classical ones. Classical ones are already there. But then the ones which have now been talked about a lot and their contribution, you should be a little bit careful about them because they have asked a lot of questions around them in the recent time. I suppose I would also like you to take up UN agencies. UN agencies for lots of reasons, be it banning somebody or whatever that we have got, Security Council and agencies like that. Also, I would be expecting that you pick up this defense procurement. Defense procurement is also an important area from where I would be expecting that you should be having some information collected. I suppose these are the areas which I particularly thought that they should be looked into. I'm sure you're covering these areas already.